engine scream and roar. Northwest Truck Series is kicking down the door. Arca rigs are flying, dusting up the pines. Sasquatch in the stands, sipping moonshine. Feel the tires burn, hear the crowd ignite. iRacing's finest, day or night. From the Rockies to the coastal line, LSRTV's where the legends shine. Oh, Northwest Racing, let the good times roll. These race covers got rebellious souls. So crank it up loud, hear the engine scream. And LSRTV is bringing you the stream. Yeah, yeah, Northwest Racing reigns supreme. Three wide in the corner, engines revving high. A southern tradition beneath the northwest sky. Checking flags waving, hearts beat like a drum. Sasquatch roars for every single run. Feel the tires burn, hear the crowd ignite. iRacing's finest, day or night. From the Rockies to the coastal line, LSRTV's where the legends shine. Oh, Northwest Racing, let the good times roll. These race covers got rebellious souls. Crank it up loud, hear the engine scream. And LSRTV is bringing you the stream. Yeah, yeah, Northwest Racing reigns supreme. Guitars are slinging, tracks taking a groove. Northwest boys got nothing to prove. Grabbing gears and rubbing doors. Northwest racers always bringing more. Oh, Northwest Racing, let the good times roll. These race covers got rebellious souls. Crank it up loud, hear the engine scream. LSRTV is bringing you the stream. Yeah, yeah, Northwest Racing reigns supreme. Watch Northwest Racing with Charles, Wesley, and Jeremy on LSRTV. And maybe Bigfoot too.
Hi, welcome to Day Motorsports. Come on, check out what we got.
Thank you for keeping Day Motorsports in business for over 50 years.
What really sets On Demand shirts apart from everybody else is our people. Our people really care about every job that comes through here and they treat it as their own. That paired with state-of-the-art equipment that we use on everything that we touch, that's really what ends up providing the top-notch quality that you guys come to expect. Because we've printed stuff from anywhere from a small boutique shop all the way to Fortune 500 companies, we have experience that goes all across every industry you can think of. From a very small job to 200,000 plus shirt job, we can handle it. Your brand is more than just a logo, it's an identity. At On Demand Shirts, we create professional apparel that makes a statement. From uniforms to corporate gifts, your brand is in good hands. Contact us today so we can help elevate your company.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland, the voice of the Northwest Racing iRacing series on LSRTV and proudly again on the Community Radio Network. As always, we're excited for another season of the best iRacing Pacific drivers of the Northwest putting on a show that you all enjoy every Monday night. Join us also on LSRTV or listen on the Community Radio Network at wearecrn.com. The power of radio to the imagination of the listener, iRacing style, CRN LSRTV for the Northwest Racing Series. Well, it all comes down to tonight. Welcome under the lights to the virtual Windy City of the Chicagoland Speedway. Well, unfortunately, we don't have the sound effects and the music and all the graphics because I guess Charles decided to mess up his computer and get a new one. It is the finale for the Northwest Racing Series trucks. We're ready to go for the last race for Season 12. Good evening. Welcome to your coverage. I am Wesley Outland. Jeremy Stanley is alongside. As we've been with you all year long. Charles Wooten doing something with production. I don't hear any music, but we've got something going on. But nonetheless, Jeremy, I'm just cracking with Charles. Last race. One more event of the season. That's it here tonight, Chicagoland. Four drivers ready to go for the championship, buddy. Good evening down in Florida.
Yeah. Good evening. Yeah, one more race. That's it. And we had our off week, Super Bowl style, and here we are. Chicagoland for the second longest race of the season, 250 miles tonight. The only one that was more than that was Talladega back in July, 266 miles. So, long race here tonight, but all in all, this will settle it out. We'll get our champion. We'll talk to him, and it should be a fun one, man. I'm really looking forward to a night race here at Chicagoland.
As fast as the season's here, it has come to an end. 4 drivers, Devin West, Paul Newton, Tyler King, Christopher White. What have they done? Hopefully took advantage of practicing, right? I mean, because there was a whole solid week to use to practice, to get familiar with this racetrack, get familiar with your truck. But, Jeremy, what's going through these guys' mind right now? And by the way, we possibly could see history. There's Christopher White. If Devin West can win the championship, he also is the ARCA Northwest champion. He would be the first man in Northwest history to win both championship titles in the same season of the league.
And he is pumped up. He is really looking to get that done. They don't have too many seasons where they have 2 series or more. So to put that on your achievements, your accolades for LSR TV and the Northwest Racing Truck Series, I think he's super locked in. He's ready for it. He's got the speed. He carries it every single week. So he knows he's got the skill set. He's got to have everything fall his way. And this is a track that's not too known for caution, so maybe we won't have like a Phoenix issue over this past week and have tire issues. Maybe we'll just have a straight shot, fastest guy wins this race type of scenario.
Well, let's take a look real quickly at the race analysis for the finale, the championship race here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway, as qualifying is merely coming to an end here. There goes Stephen Paulison. There goes Paul Newton. He's one of the guys that can try to run for a championship, the road course king. There it is, no fast repair, 100% fuel capacity. There is 4 sets. That's 3 sets in the pits, plus the scuffs that they're qualifying on right now to start the race. And this race is 250 miles, 167 laps here at the Chicagoland Speedway, Jeremy.
That's it. There's your final race information for the season. As we got just under 4 minutes left in this qualifying session. Time's already put down here. Looks about 14 or such. As we're locked in on the 27. This man has picked up his skill set so much on these ovals. He is very intrigued of this race. So I love the different stories. You got the sweepers, you got the underdogs coming into this thing now, looking to be one of the favorites. It's just cool. It's not like they're all the same star. They're all different they're all good for their own reasons. So hopefully you guys are tuned in, locked in. We got about 10 viewers here on YouTube, so I appreciate y'all joining in for the LSRTV season finale of the Northwest Series. We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, they certainly are, man. No doubt about it. As we are about ready to take a look at all this as these drivers. There's Jeff Stabnow, Mr. 500 career start. Heading to 500 career starts of the Northwest, but right now there is the Billings, Montana driver. You know, Jeremy, he'd like to end this season on a high note, and a high note would be a win. He has no wins this year in 24.
He's been so close a couple of times too, right? And based on speed here this evening, he's not been stellar, but he's been up in that top 5 region as he's currently sitting 3rd in his qualifying efforts, which is less than 100th of a second. So that's showing some good short run speed. Maybe he's got a chance tonight. It's a true multi-groove facility, especially in turns 1 and 2. You get a great launch off that turn 2 exit as it sweeps through the backstretch. So maybe the 24 will finally pick up a first checker flag at the season's end.
Let's talk a little bit about Chicagoland Speedway. Obviously, if you did not know, it will be back on 4th of July weekend on the NASCAR Cup Series calendar for the other divisions as well, including the Craftsman Truck Series and the O'Reilly Series, known as the Xfinity Series for many years. It's now NASCAR O'Reilly Series next year. But back on the Northwest side of things, this racetrack is 1.5 miles. It's a D-shaped oval, tri-oval. Been closed for a couple of years. Matter of fact, last time it raced was back during the COVID era in 2020. And if anybody remembers that crazy finish there at Chicagoland, it happened there between him and, Cole Custer, and I believe it was Eric Almirola too. But nonetheless, good to see that racetrack back up and going again. Racing here on iRacing, Jeremy, is where they are tonight. Front stretch, 11 degrees of banking, 2,400 feet long. Back straightaway, 5 degrees of banking, 1,700 feet long. In the corners, turns 1 and 2 are banked around, 18 degrees and 11 degrees of banking. So this is 18 degrees of banking in the corners. This is a very unique racetrack. Banking, progressive banking. You look at just the layout of the front straightaway. You can see, Jeremy, from the camera that there's banking, and then you drop down below the apron, which is allowed, and it flattens out like a pancake. And that's something we're going to see and watch tonight in this race, no doubt.
And I've been in moments in truck races to where you go down to that flat and you can treat it like Vegas. You can break the truck loose. It can get upset. Especially if you kind of hug that right side tire right on the apron transition through the curvature of the tri-oval, you can really upset your truck. So if you're going to drop down there, it's 100% full commitment. Don't go halvesies on it. But then those bumps. I mean, you just watched Phoenix this weekend. It's kind of a hard hit. It's very similar to that. So I wouldn't do it every single lap. Personally, I like to hug the outside of it. But if you're trying to look up for that extra little tenth here and there, it might get chaotic, especially on these restarts.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to introduce the starting lineup for the finale. And unfortunately, we don't have music, I guess. I don't know. Can y'all hear this? If I play a little music, can you hear it? Hum a little. I feel pretty, maybe. I don't know.
I feel pretty. There it is. It's got some.
There you go. Let's give me your starting lineup. It won't be copyright, I promise. It's commercial music. Dan West Jr., Ryan Bloom are on the front row in the 55 and the 25 for the championship. Jeff Stabnow and Kevin Smith will make up row number 2. That's the 24, the 00. Row 3 will see Dennis Moore and Devin West. Row 4, it's Brett Johnson and Tyler King. And if you're not done yet, strike it up from the top 10 there, Jeremy. Sean Reichsman and Paul Newton start 10th on row number 5.
In row 6 through 10, it's going to be Frank Harrison, the 77, and 12th place, Christopher White, one of your playoff drivers in P12. Row 7 and 13th, Robert Gambill Jr. in the 54, and James Vining in the 333 and 14th. Row 8, 15th place, Stephen Paulus in the 58, Roy Grande, truck number 11 and 16th. Row 9, 17th place, Dana Rogers, Josh Childers in the 39, starting in 18th. And then the last driver to take the field here tonight, the caboose, Mr. Scott Hutchison, truck number 91, as they get rolling on the front stretch. Thank you, Wesley. Last second music.
The field is rolling. The
NASCAR.
championship race. There it is. As Jeremy, we got close to 20 trucks ready to battle it out. I think Josh Childress, as you said, will be a scratch, and that's disappointing for the 39, the All-Star race winner at Charlotte on the Truck Legends track. He will not take the finale here at Chicagoland. Let's set up the distance. It's 250 miles. It's 167 laps. 250 miles, 167 laps. That's the distance for these drivers. Dan West Jr., Ryan Bloom on the front row. And remember, we look to see if possibly the driver of Devin West could be a champion of not only ARCA, but the Northwest Truck Series as well. It should be a good one, as it looks like they are going to make another lap. Nope, they're not. Pace truck is in. West and Bloom, front row, title on the line, final one of the season, Northwest Trucks in Chicagoland. You have a virtual race. It's go time in the Windy City, Jeremy.
It is go time indeed through turn 1 and turn 2. Cold tires, bumpy asphalt. We go off in turn 2 in the 55 and the 24 for surprising hug it low. Jeff going up to the top here of Dan West Jr. as they try to utilize the second group to their advantage early. And oh, Jeff Stabnow is going to get Lucy across the field. Big wreck here on the front stretch. Dennis Moore, the 44, involved in this one. Jeff Stabnow, of course. Ryan Bloom caught a good chunk of the 24 as he crossed over the field. And I said cold tires and bumpy asphalt. This is what happens in turn 3 when you try to hammer down.
Here's a look at it again. Caution in the early going here in Chicagoland. Watch it one more time. Jeff Stabnow just lost it. Fishtail gets into Bloom. Gets into Smith. And it's a LSRTV Win Racing scrum on the front straightaway.
Man, oh man. Doesn't look like our playoff drivers are involved from what I'm seeing. We'll take another look to see if there is any, but yeah, so far the 25, 00, 44, 24 all involved in this one. You see, ooh, even Dennis Moore got loose. And then he crosses over 25. There's Zeus up to the inside. I think that's it from what I'm seeing. Yeah, everybody else seems to escape, so all playoff drivers safe.
Caution out. I don't think anybody's going to be coming down to the pit lane anytime soon. Obviously, we're just getting started.
Nope. Not one to be found. All staying out. No reason to come down, even for topping off a fuel. It's a long race. You got plenty of time for fuel. Just got to just reset, take a breather, and learn that cold tires are not your friend here.
Man, Oh, man. Caution out here. Championship race, by the way, underway. The title up for grabs, as we mentioned. At the end of the day, the title will be decided. 4 drivers ready to go. Obviously, we mentioned them. Devin West, Paul Newton, Tyler King, Christopher White. But don't forget, though, Jeremy, there's great competitors through the field that they're ready to end the season on a big note, right? Just like Ryan Blaney did yesterday in the NASCAR Cup Series Championship race in Phoenix. And I know you and your son were ecstatic seeing Kyle Larson become the 2-time Cup champion. I was watching your Snapchat, but man, a lot of things going on in this race besides the 4 drivers fighting for the championship. That is the overall big picture.
Yeah, it was a good time. I was kind of surprised. I did not expect my boy Kyle Larson to get it done, but you know, playoff formats will be playoff formats, and we stole this one all day for 2-time now, but happy about that. And then we got the 5 and 55 here, going back to the virtual side. See how they take this restart.
I thought Denny was going to win it, Jeremy. I really did. In my opinion, I think Denny Hamlin ran the race of his life yesterday, and it just come up short.
Full-blown Kyle Larson fan here, but there's
rules. But there are rules. There's rules, and the rules is what separate us from the animals, as they said in John Wick. And bottom line, there's rules, and that opened the door with the late race caution to let Larson get in there and fight. And by the way, speaking of Larson, in a 5, Devin West in R5. Could he be the guy to win the championship and ARCA and the trucks right now? He's alongside Dad. Back to the Geico restart zone and back underway in Chicagoland.
Back to green flag here on lap number 5 as the 55 gets a great launch. 2-3 truck links easy over the number 5 of Devin West. Bryce Johnson follows in 3rd. Paul Newton 4th. Tyler King 5th as we're exiting turn 2 for the second start of the race. Single filed out a lot easier, a lot quicker than what it was on the opening start. See right now, Paul Newton truck way up on the outside, digging. Looks like a lot more stable turn 4 exit this time around. Complete lap number 5, all safe, all clear as he head back into 1.
So I got to ask you, and you got to remember this as well, Jeremy, and we'll say this also, that the race within the race for the championship, right? You don't have to win the race. You just got to be the first guy of the 4 drivers for the championship. Cross the line first. So if Dan West Jr. wins, Devin West second, if the race ended now, he would be the champion. Paul Newton's right behind him, but he would still be the champion because it doesn't matter if you win the race. You just got to be the first truck to cross the line to win the championship.
Exactly it. Just like how NASCAR does it, they do the same things here. So no bonus points, no this, no that, no gimmicks, just whoever finishes the best out of the 4 get it. And, just like Sunday. Last night, Ryan Blaney wins. Nobody cared. They mentioned him maybe for 5 seconds on TV, and everybody else saw Larson. So, if you're going to win it, do it in dominant fashion, because no one's going to cover you. It's going to be all about who wins the overall championship trophy. Maybe we'll do a little bit better job than, we'll say, NBC did, covering everything.
Right now, Dan West Jr. up in front and Devin West. Yeah, I got to give, I'm disappointed with the networks. They did not mention anything about Blaney and the path he made on the last lap to obviously get around the win. It was all about Kyle Larson. And I think that takes it away. But obviously, it's that moment, the championship. But we try our best to call the winner and the champion, or winner champion, whatever happens here in the next 250 miles. We're coming up on 10 laps into this thing here. Next time by completed, it's the West family, 1 and 2, White in 3rd, Newton in 4th, 3. Correction. All 4 drivers right now in the top 10, all 4 championship drivers also in the top 6 right now on the racetrack here.
That's how you want to see it. The top four, the best of the best, right? That's how the championship's supposed to go, and they're running up here in the top half of the field. So good to see it so far for the first 10 laps of this 167 lap event. Paul Newton took away the 3 W's, being 1, 2, 3 as he splits him. Newton now up to 3rd, Christopher White back to 4th. Single file back here mid-pack as they're focusing on the Kevin Smith and 00, James Vining, 333. This is a battle for 9th place. Kevin with a complete dive to the inside. He's got the lift on exit, but still makes it stick. So James Vining takes a nice, easy approach to turn 3 and 4. Back to single file, now on lap number 12.
Yeah, everybody for the most part just kind of being patient. We had that caution, kind of being patient, and then caution on the start of the race. Right now closing in on 155 to go when they come to the line next time by. Let's think about this too, Jeremy. You mentioned it. The second longest race of the season is right here tonight. Obviously, 250 miles, 167 laps. That is a really lengthier amount than what we normally run. And there has to be patience in this race so far tonight also. There's got to be.
Yeah, a lot of it. I mentioned the longest track of the longest race of the year was at Talladega. That's a whole different mental game, but this one. Oh, hold on, Christopher White, one of our top 4.
Oh, wow.
Into the wall, heavy off of turn 3. Caution is out on lap 13. One of the playoff championship 4. Massive damage to the rear end. Christopher White. This is not good early for this guy.
Unbelievable.
I think it was all by himself too. Let's see. Let's see if Frank Harris was involved in this or just a self-spin. And nope, that was some help from the 77. It looks like maybe the 19 came down a little bit and pinched him in the corner entrance. And there was a little bit of air pocket between the 2 trucks. But racing incident, turn 3 taken out, or at least momentarily, one of the top 4.
The 19th, Christopher White. This was not good for him. He's one of the championship 4. Oh, boy. Lady Luck deals a bad hand to one of them tonight. The 19th, there's contact for legend. Harris right there. Oh, man. Frank Harris into the 19. And around goes the Photo One Media, number 19 of Christopher White. Caution out. We're just getting started. Here at Chicagoland, we'll step away. We're back with more in just a moment. The championship race here at Chicagoland.
Hi, welcome to Day Motorsports. Come on, check out what we got.
Thank you for keeping Day Motorsports in business for over 50 years.
What really sets On-Demand Shirts apart from everybody else is our people. Our people really care about every job that comes through here and they treat it as their own. That paired with state-of-the-art equipment that we use on everything that we touch, that's really what ends up providing the top-notch quality that you guys come to expect. Because we've printed stuff from anywhere from a small boutique shop all the way to Fortune 500 companies, we have experience that goes all across every industry you can think of. From a very small job to 200,000 plus shirt job, we can handle it. Your brand is more than just a logo, it's an identity. At On-Demand Shirts, we create professional apparel that makes a statement. From uniforms to corporate gifts, your brand is in good hands. Contact us today so we can help elevate your company.
Back here at Chicagoland, the field will get ready to come back for the restart. Devin West, Dan West Jr., father's son on the front row. How about that, Jeremy? Father's son right there. Got a multi-time truck champion of Dan West Jr. and, of course, defending champion DWJ. Son Devin, ARCA champion, all of them right there alongside one another. What a special moment.
And 2 restarts in a row. We're going to see these guys hashed out here to
Christopher White coming back out on the racetrack from pit road.
As we go green and a random quick cut to the 19 there. He's going to be shuffled, I think, 2 laps down. They're showing 1 this time. He might be 2 when we get to the line this coming time. We'll find out for sure. But the 55 a little bit upset there on the outside. Checks it up. 1 truck in front. That's the 27 with the playoff drivers. Leads the field to the start-finish line this time. And Christopher White still at this moment showing his 1 lap down.
Newton West. Look at Paul Newton now leading. Hey, this guy's due. Paul Newton, no stranger to winning. I used to call him the road course king. And why? Because he's had a lot of success in the Northwest over the last years on road courses. But make no mistake about it, Jeremy, he has put himself in an amazing position here tonight to try to win the Northwest Truck Series Championship of Season 12. And currently right now sitting in that 1 spot as we see now Harris getting some company with the 21 at Tyler King on his bottom, down on the inside. There's another one of those drivers on the racetrack fighting in the championship for the 21.
And Tyler King looks like he's a little bit of the underdog situation here so far in these early goings of this race. Of course, your quick 2 are Paul Newton and Devin West, who are currently sitting 1st and 2nd place on the boards. Notice the tail off of turn 2. And Tyler King sitting in 6th place, trying to find some speed, just over 1 second outside the race lead already. I know we're so early into this run here on this set of tires, but you got to be thinking for the 21, how do I get the short speed, and hopefully does maybe my long speed show up if we get a long green flag run here.
And looking now, Devin West looking high, looking low, trying to set his sights on Paul Newton. Boy, I don't know, Jeremy. Part of me just feels like maybe you don't want to be that aggressive here in the early going. Just be patient. The 5 to the 27 really battling intense here in the early going on lap 20.
Dan West giving a little bit of a draft assistance to the 5 to make sure he clears the 27 to Newton. He does so. Dan West Jr. almost also clears the 27 off of turn 2. Running deep on the inside lane. There goes Newton, a little bit of side draft. And pushing the 55 down low under the entry of turn 3. Top 2 up on the outside lane. Dan West trying to hold on the inside. Chokes up corner once more. As we're on the next lap here. Where's my lap counter there, Charles? There it is, lap 23. Let's go to 567. There's your leaderboard. All the stats back up live.
Charles Wooten, our producer, was telling us that after tonight's race, he's doing a full maintenance on all of the iRacing broadcast equipment to prepare for the new season.
New computers, new gadgets, new desk. New year, 2026.
I mean, jokingly, we had to use a new VMix account for the finale for the championship.
Yeah, it's true. Paul Newton almost got spun out by the 44 at Dennis Moore. That was a close call. I thought he was going to send the 27 down to the infield. You don't need 2 playoff drivers going out early. Now, Paul's kind of struggling a little bit for speed. Almost drops back to 4th place. As Mr. Devin West continues now to lead this thing. And his father right behind him. Paul now needs to either get to the outside or just kind of sift back single file and pull up the tires, and hopefully the wrong run comes in.
Top 5 right now: Devin West, Dan West Jr., Dennis Moore, Paul Newton, Frank Harris. By the way, some of your playoff championship drivers, including Devin West in the lead, Paul Newton 4th, Tyler King 6th. Driver that really needs to climb in a big way, Christopher White 18th, 1 lap down. If the caution was to come out, he would get the free pass to get back on the lead lap though, Jeremy, but right now he's in a hole 1 lap down on the track.
His times aren't far off either. His last lap was a 31.31. And for reference, the guys running a 9th and 10th are at the same exact lap time, so not really far off. He just needs a little bit of a draft assistance, get back up there, catch a couple of cautions, and I think Christopher White might just be A-okay. The only thing I'd be worried about is grip on the rear tires, because that spoiler in these trucks are very crucial for downforce on the rear side of the truck. And if he has a little bit of damage to the spoiler end, he's going to lose that grip that he's going to need to get the strong drives off corner and center. And it looks like the race for first place is heating up here. They're all kind of stacking up here. They're about mid-run on lap number 28.
Dennis Moore up on the high side, giving him plenty of room, letting him hang out there and do what he wants to do. Closing in on lap number 30 in a couple of more circuits as well. There's Dennis Moore. What might have been for the number 44 just came up short at the end, Jeremy, last week, or 2 weeks ago. Things just did not go Dennis Moore's way. If there was a nightmare, bad luck, it was for the 44, and he's in the wall again of the Bob Speed Win Racing 44 already.
Yeah, he just wanted to visualize what you were talking about, and had it all ruined here for the final race, but he's still putting on a great performance. P3 at the moment for the 44. Yeah, maybe he's just, got a plan for next season. I don't foresee any big changes to the trucks coming up next year, so take your notes from the back half of this year with the new aerodynamics and whatnot. And as long as you work your setups out a little bit, I think he's going to be doing just fine next year. As he clears Paul Newton by a lot off the turn 4. About 3 truck lengths is the advantage between him and the 27. West and West still 0.2 of a second lead over everybody else.
Steve King right now sitting outside the top 5 in the number 6 position. By the way, the 2 highest point drivers in the championship 4. The leader in 4th. West in the lead. He leads right now. By the way, historic moment. If he wins the race, he will be the first driver ever in Northwest Racing Series competition to be the season 12 champion and the inaugural ARCA champion. He did that back, if you remember, at the beginning of October, a month ago, Jeremy. As a matter of fact, to the date is when he won it.
Yeah, 100% there. As I'm kind of seeing a shift in the racing line, Weston. They're all starting to, form to the outside of the track. The inside's always fast opening, but as the tires start to set and wear out a little bit, speed starts to decrease, the grip levels go down. That's where the outside runs into a favor of a lot of the guys with these open setups. A couple of them build it to go to the inside like a Denny Hamlin line typically, but for the most part, you see 11, you see a bunch of leaders doing it, the second, third groove. It just gives you so much momentum off the top side of the track. It's huge. And the inside gets a little choked up there, but Ryan Bloom holding on pretty good right now against Roy Grande Jr. in Truck 11 as they continue to go side by side for us on camera on completing their lap number 34.
Everybody, for the most part, just being patient around the racetrack. Here you see now again, Dennis Moore got Dan West Jr. behind him. Dan West Jr. one time up in the front. Look at Moore now, getting around him in the second spot. And there goes Newton right there on the bottom, trying to join the fight. That's a 4-truck battle for the lead as we head to lap number 35 of the race.
Very good stuff going on here. Top 3, nose to tail, 4th place Newton. Looking a little bit there. Here goes Dennis Moore. Drives it in deep. Quickly goes 1st to 2nd. And he could not get it to stick. The 5 sole possession of the race lead once more. That shaved about 2 laps of solid run on those virtual Goodyears. Now he's going to go all the way up to the marbles there. The Larson line. As some of the marbles have built up right up against the outside wall. So you can't go too high up there, it'll catch that debris on your tires.
The Devin West continuing to be the man to stay in the top spot. You see him right now comfortably in the lead. There you see though Dennis Moore. What might have been, Jeremy, for the 44, you would think that we were going to set ourselves up for a wild battle between the 5 and the 44 2 weeks ago until the bad luck happened to him in Indy. Right now, he sits in the number 2 spot, trying to run down the number 5 of Devin West, who's trying to win the championship. Dennis Moore trying to win the war and become a 7-time winner this year.
A lot of wins, man. A lot of wins in the season for one driver. And that'd be a cool thing for him for sure. Obviously, 7 wins is a big number. We've had a couple double-digit winners in the real life with Connor Zilich and Corey Hine, but 7's still a lot on the virtual side. I would argue it's even more difficult to win these races because everyone has access to the same setups. They're not shared by teams, minus a couple maybe customizations here and there, but everyone goes to the top branded websites to purchase their setups for the most part. And so it's even more difficult to get a W here in the virtual side.
You know, Dennis Moore has 6 wins this year, along with 7 poles. 18 top 5s, 21 top 10s. What a year for him. Devin West already with 7 wins, 2 poles, 17 top 5s, and 18 top 10s. And he leads the points in the championship 4. Look at this logjam in traffic though. Fighting for it. Lap traffic up ahead. Stab now on the bottom. It's West and Moore and Newton all trying to clear by the 24. Action everywhere.
Yeah, this is a pretty fantastic race for the race lead. And, you know, Chicagoland is never a true dull moment on the schedule. And right now, this track is proving to be a lot of fun, especially in these trucks. You're seeing it live here, not maybe for 5th or 10th place, but right now, your race lead, your top 3, hashing it out right now just. And there's the 55 looking to the inside, trying to find some speed. Gets a lot of center speed. Has to lift a little bit on the next side. That actually helped the 55, Dan West. Found a good chunk there. Let's see if he goes back to the bottom in 3 and 4. He goes to the middle to keep the air and the downforce on the truck. Still able to drive it down to the bottom on exit. That was kind of impressive stuff. It doesn't get the launch off the corner like he had wanted. Lap 43 now underway. It looks like the same story. 44.5 to the top, 55 to the bottom. Dan West is pretty good down there on turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, very true. We're at the top of the hour. We need to pause very quickly for 10 seconds of station identification. If you're listening on the radio, the championship for the Northwest on the Community Radio Network from Chicagoland.
This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Gander, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
working lap number 43, just under 125 laps to go. Welcome back to coverage of the Season 12 Northwest Racing Series Truck Playoffs Championship Race. I'm Wesley Outland. Jeremy Stanley alongside Charles Wooten is punching the buttons as we have done all season long on LSRTV and simulcast on the Community Radio Network. Let's give you your top 10 right now. Top 5 of the racetrack include Devin West, Dennis Moore, Dan West Jr., Paul Newton, and Kevin Smith. Mind you, right now, Devin West and Paul Newton, the only drivers in the Championship 4 currently, Jeremy, in the top 5.
Tyler King just, he's there. If there's any mistakes, he's going to maybe capitalize, but he's just chilling at 2.1 seconds back, P6 for driver number 21. As that's your top 3. Mr. Christopher White needs a caution. He needs a couple of them. He's the second truck a lap down in 17th place. Still running okay times, but just needs some luck down to come his way. As there's the 19, their 4th and final playoff driver, all but out of this thing early in the going. Gets collected with the 77 of Frank Harris on lap 14 and turn 3. And now he's just playing recovery mode. You see the rear damage, very skewed on the right rear taillight area. Spoiler looks pretty good though. I mentioned the grip levels would be affected, but it doesn't look like he's in too much bad of shape as I would have expected with the slam directly to the outside wall in the rear. But there's the 19 and some flopping of positions. Here we go. Wow, I saw it active on my SDK. Pit stops, top 3. Tyler King in.
We're seeing pit stops, by the way. Devin West, Dennis Moore, Kevin Smith, all on the pit lane here at around lap 50, lap 47 to be exact. So 167 laps. What are you thinking, Jeremy, about 3 pit stops? So 2 more pit stops after this one?
48, 2 cautions. They probably go around 42 or 43 on a full tank green flag all the way. So let's say they make it to lap 90, 95. Yeah, 2 more stops from this point. That's a solid assumption. 3 stops in total. If we go from here. Oh, the 44 spin on exit. I thought Dennis Moore was looking very loose. No, oh, he checks up. He almost spun it, man. He cut right across the field. That could have been scary.
There goes DWJ. We've got Johnson, we've got Harris, we got Gamble, we got Vining all on pit lane. Jeff Stabnow also on the pit lane. And Jeremy, here's the thing, man. This might help Christopher White get back a lap, or it might put him in bigger of a hole right now in the 19.
Yeah, we're going to find out here. So far, clean stops other than the 44's pit exit. You see Paul Newton coming down pit road and Tyler King. 2 of the 4 playoff guys right here on your screen. It looks like, you know, Tyler King had that 2-second deficit. Yeah. There you go, right side's up there.
All this going on with pit stops continuing here, as we mentioned. Keep an eye on Christopher White. By the way, I just want to let everyone know he is back on the lead. No, he's not. Well, did he get his lap back? I don't know. Tomlin's scoring's
well,
gone.
He is now.
Absolutely crazy.
He's going to lose it.
Yeah.
He's going to lose it eventually. Yeah, he's going to lose it once he comes down pit road. But yeah, I was kind of impressed how Tyler King, I was kind of looking it over. Robert Gamble Jr., 54, hearing that he's got a black flag to serve. Not sure what the penalty's for. We just know he's serving it.
Speeding on pit road.
Speeding in pit road is the violation. Did you see how Tyler King, though, was able to catch Paul Newton? That 2-second gap was eliminated just going on pit road.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was kind of impressive there. I don't know if it was a fault to the 27 or the advantage to the 21, but a major gap difference was made.
love the tribute to Ozzy Osbourne on the truck there at Robert Gamble. And there goes Ryan Bloom. By the way, he's the new leader. How about this, Jeremy? 4 trucks on the lead lap. That's it. Everybody else is mired a lap down or more. If a caution was to come out, they'd be in some big trouble.
It would definitely shake up some things, that's for sure, right? Looking at your race leader, 25, Ryan Bloom, staying out this time around. So, let's see what this looks like. We're on 54, 55. You question if it's a 2-stopper from this point forward. If Ryan can extend this thing out, what, another, let's say 10 laps, puts him at 65. He might be one more and done. He might not be on that 2-stop. Maybe he's stretching it to be a 1-stopper. I just watched it this past weekend on a broadcast of my own, yesterday actually, and the 1-stop was not the way to go. It was definitely the 2-stopper that worked. Let's see if Ryan Bloom can make things different here.
By the way, don't forget to follow the Northwest Racing Series on Facebook and social media at LSRTV and CRN Sports at CRN-Community Radio Network for the upcoming season ahead. Hope everybody has a great holiday, and obviously March will be upon us. Maybe we'll start earlier, maybe we won't, I don't know. And understanding Sean Brightsman, Brights Boutique number 46, with a throwback to one of the front row motorsports trucks back in the day, is getting busted with a penalty here, a meatball flag. He is a meatball flag. Something's broke on the 46 of Puyallup, Washington. Sean Brightsman, Jeremy. This is heartbreaking for him.
Yeah, right front's pushed in. You can see it kind of separated right at the front half of the right front tire. LSRTV replay. We're going to see if we can kick it back a couple notches and find out where there's the heavy damage. You see, though, the tire's broken on this thing. This should be one more click back. We will have it. Maybe right at time of impact. Here we are. We're racing. Oh, Dennis Moore just...
Man,
just a
when
miscommunication.
The whole right front boat, or the front, right front boat up in the air there. Wow.
Yeah. So it looks like to me as Brightsman wanted to get out of the way and stay low after corner exit. Dennis Moore was like, I think you're going to shift up high, so I'm going to cut down low. And they both met right in the middle. And unfortunately, it just turned Brightsman right into the outside wall. No ill intent whatsoever. It was just a complete, just from one driver to another, not having that communication with the radios. And unfortunately, it's going to put a short end to the 46's chance of any good finishing position.
Heartbreak indeed. Wow. Ryan Bloom, by the way, leading the way. Devin West, Paul Newton. Right now, the first 2 drivers of the championship, 4 in the top 5, on top 3 for that matter. Dennis Moore in 4th. Kevin Smith is 5th. Dan West Jr., who led some of the race earlier. By the way, we're heading towards over 100 laps to go. I mean, this race for the most part heading to 107 remaining, 60 completed now for Ryan Bloom, and there he is. Good solid run right now, Jeremy, around the racetrack for him.
Yeah, kind of watching these times here. You can see right there off of turn 4, or turn 2 rather, he's 20.1 seconds over the 5. We'll see what it looks like as he gets off of turn 4. See what the difference is there. And oh, he's coming down pit road this time. Never mind, he raced that. Gonna give it up on lap 61, 21:20, 180. Based on those numbers, one more stop for the 25, and he's gonna be good. So only driver attempting the 1-stopper if it goes green the rest of the way. 2 stops in total, of course, but from this point
Could that
forward,
work,
one
though,
more
for him?
left.
Could
for
it be in his
25.
favor?
I don't know.
What do you think, Jeremy? Could that be in his favor? I mean, if he could try to stretch it to 60 to 120 and then go to the finish?
It all depends on the true tire fall off, right? If it's only like a 1 second fall off between the start and end of the run, it's not. if it's like a 2-second fall off, then yeah, it's definitely worth it. So, or vice versa. However, it depends on the track length. There's a lot of factors that go in. Chicagoland, I have no experience on this multiple levels of fuel mileage. So we're just going to learn in real time.
Just going to learn in real time. That's your mistake. We're learning in real time.
That's right.
And what a fun one indeed is right now. It is Devin West up in front. Paul Newton right now, 1 and 2. Jeremy, would you have it any other way for these guys fighting for the championship? Those two guys right there hanging with one another on the racetrack for the top spot.
Yeah, Tyler King's fallen off a little bit later on that pit cycle. Right now he's 3.5 seconds out on the race lead and your points leader. Paul Newton 1.5. That's the gap between himself and Devin West. He's closing in that gap a little bit as again came down just a little bit later, so a little bit fresher tires. He might be able to track down this 5. He already gained 2/10 just that quarter set alone with contact to the outside wall off of turn 4. I think Paul has a chance here with that later pit stop to outdo the 5. He broke down 2 more tenths right there. Just at 1 second left.
Well, right now, there you see Dan West Jr. and Kevin Smith. How about Kevin Smith? Not the kind of season that I think the 00 Kevin Smith would have wanted, but with 100 laps to go, Kevin Smith is trying to look for possibly his first win of the season. Only 4 poles this year. Could be the only thing to brag about with 8 top 5s and 13 top 10s. No victories for the driver, the boss of Win Racing. Hopefully he could turn things around for next year. And that camouflage bomb speed Win Racing 00 currently in the top 5 right now.
We're at that 3-second mark outside of the race lead. Good little battle here between himself and the 44, cycling back to second place truck Paul Newton. The lead down to almost just a half a second left as he continues to run the inside lane, knowing he has the better tires. He's going to conserve that tire wear a little bit by going to the bottom. Still at a half a second. Lap 68 underway. That's that 4/10 in turn 1 and 2. Still gaining. Jeff Stab now in front. He's going to go to the inside to let these guys go by.
Devin West, you see him up on the high side of the red, number 5. Hey, let's take a look, by the way, as we're closing in on 100 laps to go. Let's take a look at the race analysis for the first half, or the first 68, 67 laps of this race. There it is. 2 cautions, 6 caution laps, 5 lead changes. Jeremy, typical Chicagoland race right now in the early going, I feel.
Yeah, some excitement through the field, some gaps around other parts of the track, and that's a very average stat there for the race summary so far. About a third of the way in, just under 100 laps remaining. These are on a very nice lap number 69 onwards now to lap 70. There's the gap 2 truck lengths over the 27 and 5. 3 seconds back is your third place truck. Dennis more than you have Tyler King still hanging on about that 3.5 second mark, so not able to progress like he was hoping. And here we go, lead change underway. Paul should be able to do this no problem at the line. Does not get it this time.
Look at Newton and West right there battling, not only for the race win, but for the championship. If one of these guys crossed the line first, it is title for one of them. As, whoa, Newton sideways as he got really loose on 4. Had getting a drop to the apron to keep from slamming into the back end of the 5. And much less Jeremy take himself out, and now he powers back on the bottom to go to the lead on West in 2.
Man, oh man.
Wow.
We're too early for this. Now they're going to side draft here, almost making contact, door to door into turn 3. One top, one to the bottom. Paul's going to try to slide up in front of the 5. He gets there. Christopher White's going to get one of his laps back. Passing on the inside. Paul Newton currently holds the race lead. Devin looked to the inside. He still does. Door to door once more. I don't think he's going to hold unless Paul gets a little loose. He slides it just a little bit. Nose to tail down the backstretch.
Newton's truck way up high. Here we go. Looking now, Devin West. So Newton and West now continuing to go at it. Now return the favor. The 27 up in front of the 5. The 5 now on the defensive. It's Newton to hold off the 5. Offense to the 5 of West. He's going to try to run him back down again here. Here we go. And there's lap traffic, Jeremy, up in front of the leaders as they work in 3 and 4.
Paul's got to be thinking, do I do the same strategy now? Do I just wait a little bit longer than what Devin West does? Maybe about 10 laps, 5 laps, whatever that number was. And then make that pit stop. But he's got control of the race, though. He's got the better tire. He's got the best position in the house, P1. As Devin is not letting go, utilizing the wake of his draft. Down the back straightaway, throws it deep into turn 3, gets the grip off the outside lane, trying everything he can to hang on to the back of Paul Newton. But it's just not looking good at this moment. Look at that draft, though. It closes in so well. I'm surprised how well it's working right now here at Chicago.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Just a big closure rate right there. The whole truck length of gap just eliminated down a single straightaway. And we're going to do it again here. Continue to do it.
Jeremy, I see a lot of patience right now, don't you? Like, I mean, I know we about had that incident where Newton got real high and maybe the draft caused the trucks to get aggravated, but they quickly got away from one another and there's a reset. And obviously, you know, we're coming up on halfway. So can I tell you this, like 45 minutes into this race, we're already literally coming up on the halfway mark in this race. These guys have done a really stellar job to knock off the first 125 miles of this thing.
We shook off the week of being off, got those cobwebs off, right? And now we're back to good old Northwest Racing Truck Series action. Nice long green flag run here. A lot of respect on the track, a lot of space given. Had some fun with some crossovers in the meantime, some door-to-door contact, a little bit of everything. As the leaders continue to space, 0.3 of a second is the gap there as we're looking at Tyler King, Kevin Smith. Tyler King, P4, 3.3 seconds back. He was able to gain quite a bit of distance on the race leaders when they were trying to pass each other, Wes. But then as they got single filed, Tyler King falls back quite a few tenths again. So that truck's just unable to compete in championship performance at this track.
By the way, halfway in about 5 laps, lap number 83 will be the halfway mark of this race. Mile 82 circuit, 125 miles of the season remaining. Here's some guys in the back now. Taco Bell Machine. Roy Grande in the top 10. Got Paulison behind him and the 07. Multiple laps down. 10 laps down. Banta. Dana Rogers. That's my dad's favorite soda. By the way, happy birthday to my dad. Celebrating today. 62nd birthday. Back on Halloween, Jeremy.
Look at that. Halloween.
Shout out to our favorite
birthday.
producer guy that can sometimes be the man in our ear, Charles. Sounds like it's a tough time in his country. He's trying to make a little bit of money he can, Jeremy. What do you think?
Yeah, he hit you with the pro bono for tonight.
Penalized here for
You're
nothing.
freeloading here in the season finale, giving all the profits and proceeds to Charles Wooten
I
on his computer build.
Nothing.
There's 21 falling back here to some of these guys. Tyler's fallen off quite a bit. He's down 4.3. We talked about him, 5 laps ago, and he's dropped a whole second since then. So issues for Tyler. Currently on this part of the run, lap 82, coming to 83. Tyler King. He's, you got to feel a little mentally defeated. You got to stay into it. Kyle Larson did it yesterday. Was the worst car of the top 4. Make this truck go faster.
Good solid run for these guys as they put another lap on the board here. Obviously, there's Tyler King. Tyler trying to get back up there. And by the way, Christopher White, Jeremy, amongst all of those green flag pit stops. And mind you, we're about to see pit stops again here, about the next 15 laps or so. Halfway this time by in this race. As Brett Johnson in the wall in a shower of sparks in the 7. You saw the 21 just get around him before it happened. We still stay green. We're halfway.
Replay, LSRTV replay's got the coverage of the 7 of Brett Johnson. Hitting the wall here. Here's Tyler King in front. Saves it there off of 2. Tyler's going to look to the inside, capitalize on that mistake on exit. And then Brett Johnson just into the marbles. Too much. That's fine. That's okay. But then we gets it right here a little bit more. With a little bit of looseness. It actually looked not bad at all.
Obviously, final race of the night, the season this evening. There's Grande, got now Vining, the cat man down on the inside. James Vining on the lead lap as he is currently in 12th. That's that battle of trucks we were talking about with Paulus, Grande, and Vining. Lap machine there of Rogers, multiple laps down as we are heading towards the second half and heading to lap 100 of this race. Jeremy, it's actually going by very quickly. Finale here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, after a couple cautions, the pace of this race has been very strong. Been liking to see it. Number 11, Roy Grande Jr. coming down pit road here. Gonna be the first of the regulars to come down pit road in this race. So I guess fuel window is open for the 2 stoppers that were remaining. You got Scott Hutchison, he's on pit road with Roy Grande. Let's see who's the next coming drivers on pit road since it is open now. Shouldn't be any of the top 5 for a little bit longer. And I agree, it's going to be about mid-90s, maybe to lap 100 before they make their stop.
There goes the 5. That is again Devin West. Currently in second position. He is a second, 1.40 seconds. So about 1.5 seconds back. Jeremy, you don't want to lose ground on Newton. But obviously, there's still plenty of time left to go in this race, too, and I think he knows that.
Whatever Paul has figured out between that first run and second run, this truck is on a mission, a second and a half out of the number 5 truck. In it for the points. You don't find your third place driver in points until Tyler King back in 6th at 6.2 second gap. Big numbers there between the third place and the first and second. As we'll see how the final stops the night look. But right now, based on speed on track, Paul Newton has a rocket ship underneath him. Super tacky virtual Goodyears. And he still holds that 1.5 second gap here as we're closing on to lap 100.
Last one of the season. And the championship on the line, and Newton and West know that, is right now they're on pit road. Devin West on pit road. Devin West is pitting. Here comes Dennis Moore. Daddy, Dan West Jr. pitting. Hutchinson on pit road. All this goes on as we approach lap 100 at lap 93, Jeremy.
Let's hope these pit stops are clean for the 5 and the 55 and the 44. So far, so good. These drivers. Looks like they're all going to roll out, no problem. Kevin Smith on pit road, 00. He's going to tend to his crew. Only driver this lap to make that dip down to pit road here. James Vining, 333. Completes his lap. He's going to come down pit road. Side by side, 25 and 21 right now.
Understanding everybody perfect on pit road, no penalties. Vining on pit lane now. Harris is entering pit road. Rogers 15 laps down or more onto the pit lane. And for a lot of these guys, Jeremy, they're setting up for their second pit stop for 3. But we got other guys that are rolling the dice. They're trying to go for, you know, at least one more pit stop around what? 100, 105, and then try to finish this thing, finish the race.
Yeah, one driver to do it. Left over, that's going to be Ryan Bloom.
61 laps on a stint for him. Yes.
Waiting on Paul Newton, man. The Wests have already come down. This is about the time last stint where Paul Newton made his stop down the pit road. And there we go. In pit road, truck number 27 giving up the race lead to Ryan Bloom. With about, what, a 6-lap difference between the 27 and the 5. Let's see where this blends in back into the track. Pit box, 3, 2, 1, clean stop.
Flawless pit stops right now. You do not want to make a mistake, especially if you're one of those drivers that are in the championship 4. None of these guys want to put themselves in a hole, but if you are a guy like Paul Newton, Tyler King, Devin West, or even Christopher White, you got to find a way to get back in here and find daylight again. The man that's struggling here, Christopher White, maybe they could work something, work out, where he could get back in this thing right now. Still a lap down. There he is on the racetrack, but trying to get around Vining. That is for 11th and 12th. Jeremy, I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I got a feeling the championship title is going to be decided between the 27 and the 5.
Yeah, as we're getting the final stats here of these pit stop cycles, the gap, kind of curious on how the 27 is going to fall off here. 33 seconds back of the race lead. Devin West, 27. The gap is about 6 seconds of the 27 has to overcome. Last time it was only about 2, so triple that distance away. And so I'll be kind of curious. That's a much slower stop this time around. 4 laps is the difference on the set of tires. 6 seconds is the time difference to gain. He's already made 1.5 of those up since I've been talking about it. I'm just curious. Let's see who's got the better one. 25, he's on a whole different ball game. I'm not sure how this is going to play out, but the later stop worked for the first time with Paul. Not so much this time with Devin unless he has that overall speed to catch him. And we'll know for sure here in about, what, another 20 to 30 laps when that window reopens back up for him.
Yeah, by the way, 67 laps to go, 66 to go, actually. We just passed 100 laps, and we're in countdown mode now. Obviously, Ryan Bloom hitting his marks perfectly right now in the 25, doing what he needs to do to at least try to win the race right there. The guy put himself out of the round of 12. A couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, I guess. Ryan Bloom ending up 12th in the point standings, but obviously with wind racing, here goes Kevin Smith going down to the inside, making a move on him. And Ryan Bloom just trying to find victory lane here, Jeremy. By the way, 1 win this year. 1 win this year for the driver of Ryan Bloom, and that happened way, way early in the season. If you remember, Jeremy, back in March at Richmond. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. Just that one, huh? It's, 25, 21 seconds out of the 5 right now. Paul Newton shaved that gap in half. He's got 3 seconds to gain on the 5. As I continue to update y'all on that portion of the race. Caution out lap 104.
Well,
that's going to throw everything for a loop, and Ryan Bloom, well, just picked up a bunch of positions, but maybe not the race win. That strategy's gone. Because we're going to figure out LSRTV replay what happened to bring out the second caution. Getting word that nothing caused the caution. Massive crash for Casper the Ghost on the front straightaway. Can't see him.
So we have a
John
caution.
Cena's out here.
Did we hang a little? It says that Christopher White crashed, guys. That's what it says. And that'll be heartbreaking if that's who it is. Christopher White, it says on my events tally on SDK, lap 102, Christopher White crashed. One of the championship 4 drivers who was spun earlier with Jeff Stabnow, Jeremy, fell a lap down, has tried to find a way to get out of the cellar. Christopher White.
Yeah, this is...
They're saying that he crashed. Wow.
Well, if there's any more damage to the 19, I don't see it, so you must not hit anything.
iRacing's wanting to say that Christopher White crashed, but I mean,
did it say it was a contact, like a wall?
No, it just says events Christopher White crashed. Lap 102.
Interesting. Well,
SDK.
the truck didn't look like it was in any worse shape. So that's helpful. And does that put Christopher? No, it's going to bring Robert Gamble Jr., possibly your lucky dog this time. If so, that put us 12 on the lead lap.
So,
and then pit stops, 1 left. Everybody.
Do you pit now, Jeremy? Do you feel like you pit now? Does this change
Actually, you know what?
the scenario for everything? What do you think?
You don't pit. You don't. Well, it's tight, right? Because we had the couple cautions early, And then we saw Ryan Bloom go, what, 61 laps?
Yeah, and he just pitted. He
That
pitted at lap
was-
105. He pitted at lap 105. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the beginning he did like 61, but that was with 2 sets of caution laps in the middle of it.
That's
I don't
right.
think they can go 55 to 60 laps. I think they're going to have to pit, personally. But I don't have that data in front of me.
Committee. Yep. The fastest man of the race so far, 30.044 seconds for Tyler King, the 2022 Series champion of the trucks. He's onto the pit lane. Now, here's the deal. Drivers cannot pit, Jeremy, and they could wait for the wave around. And when the pace car gets the one to go, they could go for the wave around and try to get a lap back. That could be in favor of Christopher White or a Rob Gamble or Frank Harris to try to get back in this thing. We'll see what they do here in a moment. But right now, obviously, and here's the thing to think about, because it's not going to happen, the leaders didn't come down to the pit lane, so they're kind of SOL for that. Yeah, so much for the free pass idea of the wave around. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, it's all speculation. We keep tagging the 07 as maybe the culprit for the caution, and then Wesley's got Christopher White causing it. Not sure what's going on here. Maybe the combination of the two caused it. Who knows? But here we go. Restarting on lap 108. Number 5 and the 44 lead the field back to green flag. Everyone gets on the throttles easy. And it looks like the top 3 are going to separate 4th and 5th. Single file goes to the top 3. Into turn 1, 5 and 55 directly nose to tail. On the inside, painting the white line on the bottom. Off at turn 2. Single file, Dennis Moore looks to the inside of Dan West. 5 walks low. 55 stays up high. He's going to try to get a good launch here after 3 and 4.
Could we have just seen the final restart of the season? Under 16 laps to go now. Devin West back out in front again. It was a little bit of time to get there, but strategically he made it work. But look at the 27 of Paul Newton. He's just so darn quick. Down to the inside. Picking off Ryan Bloom. Cutting in front of Dan West Jr. Putting back the third down. Then it's back on Dennis Moore and Devin West for a championship in 1.
Paul Newton's starting to feel like that Denny Hamlin moment to myself personally. The fastest truck, I think, he just has to get through the traffic here a little bit. He's got to tackle the 44 before he can see his sights back on Devin West. But here comes Dan West trying on the attack, trying to stall out the 27 any which way possible. Can't do it this time off of turn 4. As Dennis is continuing to just put a lot of pressure on the back of Devin. Can he get him to crack? 27 to the inside. There's Ryan Bloom also following underneath the 55.
Look at this now, Newton up on the high side, way up top, open the door now. Look at Devin West, knows he's there. Wheatstein went to the high side, Bloom on the bottom now. Bloom's got Dan West Jr., Dad to Devin on the inside also. And Dennis Moore trying to throw the block on the Paul Newton.
This is not good for Paul. He sees side by side. He can't make a move as he watches Devin West just continuing to soak in all the clean air on the nose of his number 5. Single, oh, they're going to shift the ball a little bit to the inside. It is clear technically. Once you go below that white line, it is your responsibility to merge and be safe. Oh, number 5 West. He gets a little offset there, goes to the outside. He's going to lose the race lead to Ryan Bloom. All of a sudden, this is going to put the 27 into the pictures. He's now going for 3rd place at Dennis Moore.
Dennis Moore up on the high side. Look at Christopher White dive down to the bottom. Christopher White trying to get right back in there and get one of his laps back. This shows you just how good of a truck he had, Jeremy, before he had the issues in the start.
All for fun. He's 3 laps down. Almost 50 laps to go in this race. Render him all but done. He's just competing for what could have been. These drivers all neck and neck. Going for a championship minus Tyler King at 21. Slipped all the way back to 10th place, 9 seconds outside of the race lead. Not sure what happened to him on that restart. Not a good one, though, as we continue to focus on the championship battle right now.
Top 10 right now. Ryan Bloom still in the lead. Devin West in second. There you see now that battle from second on back, and there goes Paul Newton. Paul Newton on the bottom. He's got Christopher White right there with him, and Dennis Moore on the high side. Behind them, Kevin Smith, Brett Johnson starting to run him down. 10 trucks, by the way, on the lead lap. 3 out of the 4 in the championship board are in the top 10. Devin West second, Paul Newton third, Tyler King 10th. Christopher White right up there. You see the blue and white 19. He is 2 laps down. Jeremy, he needs a caution. He needs something to fall his way to get these laps back. He could get a free pass. He could go for the wave around if a caution was to come out. But right now, we're also settling in at 50 laps to go for the race, for the season, for the title. All 4 is time by.
What Christopher White needs is Frank Harris to bring out a caution. He gets the wave around and then gets 1 more caution. That would put 2 cautions down. Christopher White would then, in theory, be on the lead lap. It's going to take a lot of luck. Then he has to get back up there again and battle for the position that's most important in front of the second place truck, the number 5 Devin West. But look at the pass here. This is it. Paul Newton looking to the inside, closing on the door panel. Contact between the 5 and the 27, neck and neck. Front straightaway, lap 119. This is for the championship position up for grabs between the...
That is the battle for the title. As my colleague Jeremy from Florida just mentioned, it is Newton and it is West, and they are stride for stride. Bono, a swine, working off of turn number 4, trying to give each other plenty of room, trying to not let the 5 slap the safer barrier. Below the apron goes Paul Newton. Look at that transition from the apron to the banking, and he powers right back alongside the 5, but the 5 ain't backing down on lap 120, Jeremy, in the back straightaway.
It is so difficult to maintain pace on the inside lane of exit turn 2. Paul Newton doing a fantastic job. This former road course ringer now just good everywhere. Putting some excellent skill in the inside lane. Defending, braking draft, cutting low here over the 5. Keeping it exactly nose to nose. A little bit too low of an entry. Just have to check up the truck a little bit more there. Outside that centers it very nice, little loose, driving it off the right rear. Fantastic stuff by Paul to keep it up with Devin West.
And they're not done yet. We continue to watch this battle. Look at now, minutes more. Bonsai down on the inside. Right up under the tailgate of Devin West. West gets up high, up under the safer barrier. He'll now clear by Paul Newton. Check that. Paul Newton drops to the inside. He'll go 2 for 1 in the lead on the 5 as they work into turn 3. What a battle here going. And look at Brett Johnson also climbing into this mix. So while this goes on, Jeremy, Ryan Bloom has checked out 4 seconds on these guys fighting for the championship all 4.
Yeah, where did the speed from the 25 come from? I didn't think he was even in the picture until his strategy call, but then put him on a fresh set of tires and fresh air, man. And that 25 is a rocket ship. I know these guys are racing back here, but man, No kidding, Ryan Bloom is on a whole different planet right now. And Paul is struggling a little bit. He struggled last time about 15, 20 laps onto a cycle of tires. And again, he's going to have to try to find that speed somewhere. Because he's got that one pit stop, I do believe, still to come. We'll see how he performs on that one. But Dennis Moore is here to spoil the party temporarily from the 27.
He said, I'm here for the party, and I ain't leaving till they slow me down. Right now, Ryan Bloom up in the top spot. He has opened it up now to 5 seconds over this guy. Devin West, Dennis Moore, Paul Newton, and Brett Johnson, your top 5.
Off of turn 2 here. 27 still committed to the inside lane. Very little passing effort to the 44. He's committed to the top lane and looks to be a little bit faster than Paul this time, making it very difficult for Paul to do anything. Stuck behind him and the 5. Cross the line this time. 41 laps remaining.
Look at Bloom, still leading. He's way ahead. By the way, Christopher White got way ahead of this big battle of traffic. We just saw a glimpse of it a moment ago. There he is, right there coming to start finish. And then there's that battle from second on back. There's Christopher White as we close in on 40 laps to go. Next time by, Jeremy. This race, only an hour and 15 minutes into it, and it has been a flawless one. Let's take a look at the race analysis just after halfway, heading to 40 laps remaining. 3 cautions in this event of 127 laps. With 40 to go, 8 caution laps, 9 leaf changes, and Jeremy, it is still up for grabs, and for a lot of teams, they might have to pit one more time in the race.
I really feel like they do. Not only because of how we watched the 27 and the 5 race each other, you know, not giving an inch, basically. They gave it their all. And so they're not too worried about stretching out the fuel or stretching out the tires. They were just going for it. So they got to be pitting. And then here in the next 10 laps is when they'll be halfway between the start of the last restart and the end of this race. And that'll kind of tell you when that window's going to open up, if you're going to split this little stint in half, 30-30, essentially. That'll be then, about lap 135 to lap 140. Stuck on our race summary here. 3 cautions, 9 lead changes.
They're just very comfortable. I mean, it's honestly a very quiet race right now, Jeremy, and things have calmed down, and it's all Paul Newton trying to do all he can to get around the 5 of Devin West, and I got a feeling it's these 2 guys to fight for the championship. I'm not taking anything away from Tyler King, but if he's playing possum right now, Jeremy, he better show his strengths and put his cards on the table and get to the front. Because if he doesn't, it's going to be these 2 guys like we talked about, Newton and West, who, by the way, are 1 and 2 in the points, fighting it for the championship.
Yeah, patience Mr. Paul Newton has. Waited for the 44. The 44 fell back. He passed him. Now he's looking back at the number 5 after letting those tires cool off and preparing for the long run of this stint. 5 loose off of turn 4. The 27's going to cross to the inside, side by side once more. Can this be the time where he passes the 5? It's a great chance into turn 1. The 5 checks him in a little closer, takes the air off the spoiler, chases him up the track, no contact. And I do, ooh, a little side-to-side action here in turn 3. Can he get Devin cleared? The answer is yes. Paul Newton makes the pass.
Paul Newton thinking championship, but Devin West is not giving up. When you think of Paul Newton, you think of all he's been through over the years past. I literally called him the road course king, Jeremy, because he was like the Shane Van Gisbergen of the Northwest Series. The only success, the only wins he would have was on road courses for a number of seasons. And then finally a changing of the guard. Things started to come around last year. It really turned it up this year for Paul Newton. 3 wins, by the way, for the man Paul Newton this year. And they weren't at road courses either. He won, obviously, in Daytona. He won the Daytona 200. Then he turned around and he won at Portland. Okay, that was a road course. I'll give him credit for that. But then he turned around last week and he won at Indy, Jeremy, to punch himself into the championship 4. And Dennis Moore's in trouble. Don't lock it up as he's on pit road. Money stop time for the 44.
Yeah, unsafe pit entrance. He crossed over the cone. There is no way he is avoiding this 40-second pit hold after the 4 tire changes and the tank of Sunoco fuel's filled up. We'll see for sure, but I think he's going to have that 40-second hold. And that's going to put the night's end for the 44, if that indeed holds true. On pit road, Devin West, Brett Johnson. So Devin West gives it up. So it's going to put the same exact position where Paul Newton is going to run a little bit longer than the 5, as that window does open up on lap 135. So expect most drivers to be done around lap 140.
So drivers are pitting. The money stop for a lot of these guys coming down on the pit lane. Ryan Bloom. Now, Jeremy, my question is this. Can we go back to the leader? Ryan Bloom, as we see Devin West exit off pit road. Final pit stop of the season for the 5. Will it be enough? Devin West pitted at lap 135, 132 for Dan West Jr., 134 Dennis Moore. There you see Ryan Bloom. Ryan Bloom last pitted, Jeremy, at lap 105. 30 to go in the race, in the season. Can he go the distance? Right now, he's got a 6-second lead over Paul Newton, who, by the way, hasn't pitted yet.
That's a 63 lap stretch. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be so tough if he goes for it. Nope, he's not. Giving it up. Coming down pit road this time goes.
Wow.
25. Paul Newton needs to come down pit road here in the next couple laps, or I think the deficit's going to be too strong. We'll see how that looks, but right now, 27 back to the race lead momentarily. This truck has so much speed. I'd hate to see him throw it all away on a late pit stop. Does he come down pit road this time? Yes, he does. Paul Newton entering on lap 139 to 140. So it's going to be 28 laps to go. Just past the halfway mark on this stint of the race. As we're going to see Tyler King cycle through. Still not on pit road just yet. He's going to get himself almost a lap led. Stephen Paulison in the 58 leads at this time, technically.
Drivers on pit road. Paul Newton, there he goes. Could it be the perfect winning stop for him? By the way, Tyler King last pitted at 106. He's up to second. Newton is on pit exit. Kevin Smith onto the pit lane, 20 laps down or more. By the way, Christopher White, Jeremy, only 1 lap down. If something would fall in the favor of the 19, put this man right back into the game again to make it maybe 4 drivers again to fight for the championship.
Oh, man. Let's see what the time difference is at the line this time.
Paulison's in.
9-second difference. Actually, it'd be 7. 7-second difference between Devin West and Paul Newton. 7 seconds. That's the largest yet. Can he do it in just a matter of 26 laps? That's going to be a tall hill to climb for the 27. But right now, if you're the number 5 Devin West, you got a big smile on your face right now.
Oh, yeah.
You basically have this thing in control. Your nearest competitor is 6 seconds back. Just manage the tires a little bit. Hopefully you can keep them at bay.
Don't throw it away, Jeremy. Don't throw it away.
Yeah, let the 25 go by here. No need to race him. Completely not in your picture. And he's going to do so. Lets him by there, crosses over. Maybe having a little bit of fun with him, actually. I wouldn't be doing this if I were him, but, you know, he's having some fun before this thing's all done.
There's nothing wrong with having fun. Last race of the year, right?
No. Watching the times, it's still 7.5 seconds back. I don't know, man. That's a large hill, like I said. Give it about another 10 or 15 laps. I think that's when Paul Newton's truck really just came alive, that mid to late run. So that's when he will make up the majority of this ground. So he's got to play the patience game and see who does it best.
Who's going to step up? Who will be the one to make a big push? Tyler King now, by the way. You know he's going to try to strategize and stay in this thing if he can. He right now leads. He's one of the championship 4. Tyler King, the number 3 man. Got 2 wins this year. The driver of the number 21, Tyler King. Obviously, Tyler King broke through and won earlier, well, in the summer, back on July at Nashville. And then he went back-to-back, Jeremy. Remember, he won in Nashville, and then he won at Talladega before the playoffs began. 21.
Now, here's a stat. Tyler, I didn't recognize. Tyler King pit on lap 106.
Right,
he could go the 61 laps. I thought Ryan Bloom was maybe stretching it. That's the only person I had on my radar for stretching the distance. But at 61 laps, that's what Ryan Bloom did on his largest stint. So maybe, just maybe.
Tyler King was 106. Ryan Bloom was what, 103? I think he was. Ryan Bloom was 103. Is that 3-lap difference? Can it hold? Will it work?
He looks slow on track, so it tells me he's stretching, right? What's that, Charles?
He's really slowing down, right? Yeah. We need to pause for station identification. The final 20 laps of the season at Chicagoland to determine the champion when we return.
This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
The championship is on the line. We are down to the final 20 laps of the season. Welcome back to our coverage. Jeremy Stanley, Charles Wooten on production. I'm Wesley Outland, and Tyler King. Jeremy, gotta wonder, did he just pull a rabbit out of a hat for a Hail Mary to try to win the championship in the 21?
They're closing on him. I think too much speed being given up by the 21 to make it. So I'm going to say this is not going to be it, but who knows as these tires plateau out. Tyler King might be sitting pretty still. I'm also keeping an eye on Paul Newton versus Devin West. The gap between these guys has dropped to 3.5 seconds. 3.5. You see it right there on the scoring pylon. Newton plus 10.8 to Devin West 7.2. So that's already dropped drastically, almost cut, or basically is cut in half from the time they exited pit road already. Still with 17 to go. So the 5, desperate mode to save his tire because he's going to need it when the 27 gets here.
Ready to settle it out here with under 20 to go, 15 laps remaining. Tyler King. Boy, that's a strategy, Jeremy. We're watching. We're going to see if it's going to work for the man of the number 21. Remember, he's a former champion. He won the championship back in 2022. I'll never forget that night, Jeremy. Terry, Josh, Terry, myself, Mark Turner with ARCA. And no, it's not meant to be. Tyler King on pit road. 15 to go. Tyler King giving up the lead. And it's going to go back to Devin West. Ryan Bloom to the lead. Devin West to now be the man to try to win the championship, Jeremy. Wow.
I would tell you, though, if Tyler got a caution right now, he'd be restarting this race here in the top 3, no doubt. That'd be the only saving grace if he can pick up a caution right now.
Wow.
As these guys continue to cycle through. Could not do it. That was his only hope, man. Not on speed, but he had to do it on some crazy call. Almost was able to get it done. Realized just could not. So he had to forfeit it. Come in and get his tires. Oh, he might get caught for unsafe exit. That was close. You have to keep all 4s inside the blue lined area, or else he might get tagged. Doesn't look like there's any penalties, thankfully, but that was a close one.
Certainly was. Unbelievable. All right, Jeremy. So what right now is Devin West and Paul Newton thinking here? Right now it's no holds barred. You're second and third. Ryan Bloom, 2.5 seconds ahead. Do you try to win the race, or do you just try to be safe and try to lock up the championship?
Devin West is not looking at Ryan Bloom. Devin West is looking at the shrinking gap. 2 seconds. I thought it was going to take longer to get here, but we're at 2 seconds left between the 5 and the 27.
Right.
That is your championship. And so you can't worry about Ryan Bloom. Winning this race is out of the question for the 5. Doesn't have the speed to get there. He's mirror driving. He's looking at the F3 relative. That's all he's doing as we continue to focus on the 44 here. See if we can rotate to the 5 or the 27. It's going to be our picture of who will be the champion. So producer just locking in on Dennis Moore here. There's your race leader.
Ryan Bloom in the lead, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Bloom, not a championship driver, contender, if you will. He is looking for another win. If Ryan Bloom's able to get it, it would be his second win of the year. But right now, 10 to go, Jeremy. And it is Devin West and Paul Newton. Our focus begins with second and third. We're showing the leader, but the battle for the championship is these 2 guys right here. And right now, Jeremy, Paul Newton is nowhere in sight of the 5 of Devin West.
Look behind him. There he is. 1.2 seconds is the gap.
And
Of
Tyler
the 27
King
and the 5.
is a lap
This
down,
thing
by
is
the way.
coming
Tyler
down.
King a lap down.
Yeah, 1 lap down, fresh tires. He's going to pass 27, no problem. But this thing's literally going to come down to the final lap or 2 of this race. Can the 27 get there? I think yes. Can he pass? That's a different question. Look at the Ford help. Helping the 27. It was a lot of Chevrolets versus 1 Ford earlier. Now it's 2 Fords. Tyler King assisting Paul Newton all the way through, not making the pass effort. Playing the teammate strategy here. Difference, 0.9 with 8 laps to go.
Look at this, Tyler King. He is the man that's a lap down, along with Christopher White. Caution, if it was to come out, King would get the free pass unless he was the guy that was involved in it. Paul Newton is catching Devin West, but the time is running out also. Ryan Bloom still continuing, though, Jeremy, to increase the lead over Weston Newton to 3.5 seconds now as they come to 6 laps to go here at Chicagoland off turn 4, this time by in the tri-oval.
As they get to the line, 6 to go, the difference is 0.7. The 27 has plateaued a little bit from the 5. Maybe I would tell Tyler King to not be on the bumper. Maybe he's affecting extra speed into the corners that he doesn't need.
Yeah.
He's stuck at 0.7, 0.6. This is not helping Paul Newton whatsoever. 5 laps to go. He's got to make up over a tenth a lap. Gets a little bit of ground that time. 0.5 is the gap. With 5 to go, still on track. He's 0.1 each lap. Then he's got to make the pass. Literally coming down to the final lap of this race here, Wes.
Well, I'm telling you what, we are seeing now the 21 hook up with the 27, and he has ran down, believe it or not, Devin West. I can't believe it, but in 1 lap's time, he cut a big deficit out. Now, Devin West has got to be in attack mode. Stealth mode, 6 miles to go, 4 laps remaining. Newton on the inside. West the lap truck pushing the 27 to get to the 5 as they go to 3.
This is so much excitement being built up here. Watch the blocks from the 5. He's going to take the outside lane. He's going to shortcut the exit. It's going to force Paul to go to the inside where he's been all night long. This is where he's made the majority of his passes, but you still need to protect the outside lane because that would be preferred in a side-by-side situation. 3 to go, 2 truck links, back straightaway. Tyler doing everything he can, drafting his partner all the way through, inside, outside. Here we go to the fender.
It is one thing, Jeremy. It is one thing to run somebody down. It's another thing to pass them. And when you got a guy like Devin West that knows these final laps, side for stride, Ryan Bloom comes to the white flag. They make contact. It's Newton. It's West. Banging doors. CRN1 to go. Final time. Into 1 and 2, Jeremy. Oh, my goodness.
Holy cow. What a race.
And West
wreck
is
him.
pinched by King. He's going to fight
so
back.
close.
He's got to fight back. He can't get there. Devin West is now hung out to dry. Paul Newton gets the clear.
Wow, man.
Devin West takes his frustration out on Tyler King. Paul Newton is the champion of the NASCAR, of the Northwest Truck Series, and Ryan Bloom is going to win the race.
Holy cow, man. That help from Tyler
Jeremy,
King
that was
really
just
did pay
sheer-
off at the end.
Jeremy,
What a
that
race.
was just sheer frustration from Devin West when he got into the 21 of Tyler King.
Oh,
I think that was
1,000%,
just
man.
absolutely frustration of the way a lap truck. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't want to
100.
say this in a bad way. A truck a lap down changed the outcome of the race, but it's also a teammate to the 27 of Paul Newton.
I'm all for teammates, man. Teammate work. That's what. If you don't have teammates, why do you call yourself teammates? In the middle of the season, the beginning of the season, that's all part of the gig, man. But the 25, he's going to burn it now. Ryan Bloom, congratulations on your second win of the 2025 season. Job well done. Halfway through the race, found the nitrous button. This man took off, and then +2 to the number 27. Paul Newton going to get his first championship.
Paul Newton,
And that was
champion.
probably the best championship race I've ever seen.
Jeremy, is the 21 wrong for what he did? Do you feel?
Absolutely not. No, there's not even a question. He helped the teammate.
You're a lap
It was
down.
beautiful.
You're a lap down. You're a lap down, and you are helping your teammate, I guess, try to win the race. And that's honestly what we saw there at the end between Tyler King, who, by the way, has been a champion, and then Paul Newton, who now has won the championship. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, there's two ways to look at it. If you're blocking some guy, right? If you're blocking the guy and you're slowing him down for the other guy to catch, that's one thing. But if you're helping your teammate just get a little extra speed each lap, that's perfectly allowed. You're helping a teammate, not hurting the enemy on that one. And that was the perfect setup. A little bit of extra draft assistance each and every single lap. Plus, he had the tire to get there regardless. That was beautiful execution. And
we're going to hear from
one
Devin
of the best
West,
races I've ever
Jeremy.
seen at the end.
We're going to hear from Devin West, Jeremy, for third. But do you feel like, honestly, the frustration settled in because he knew he didn't have no friends? He was a sitting duck, and that's why he made the move that he did to the 21 at the checkered flag. Bottom line.
Yeah. I mean, the race was over for him, right? So championship out of grasp. So you just turn the wheel left and have some fun. And plus, you're going to wreck it up the next lap anyways with the high five salute. So you might as well just do it a little early, I suppose, right?
I don't know if we're going to see it or not. I don't see anybody. I don't see anyone.
Well, they already did it. We were covering that, and they already destroyed each other in the front stretch.
Well, ladies and
All
gentlemen, let's
wrecked up.
take a look at the results for tonight's 250-mile finale here at Chicagoland Speedway. By the way, time of race 1 hour, 39 minutes and 20 seconds. It is Ryan Bloom picking up his second win this year to end the season. Paul Newton finishing second over Devin West. He is the 2025 Season 12 Northwest Racing Series Truck Champion. Devin West will finish third, second for the championship. Dennis Moore, fourth, and Dan West Jr., your top five. Brett Johnson, sixth. Stephen Paulison, seventh. Roy Grande, eighth. Tyler King, he was one of the championship four. He was helping Paul Newton get around Devin West. Finishes ninth, one lap down. And Jeremy Frank Harris, the legend in John Deere Green, will end the season here tonight. 2 laps down in 10th, sir.
11th through 19th, Christopher White ends up P11, Dana Rogers 12th, Kevin Smith 13th, James Vining P14, 15th is Robert Gamble Jr., 16th is Scott Hutchison, Jeff Stabnell, Sean Brightsman, and technically on the boards but did not start, Josh Childress in the 39 does round out the field in P19.
Well, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to grab the podium drivers, the champions, and should be an interesting thought of drivers coming up. Their thoughts, their thinks of the race and the season. Ryan Bloom wins the battle. Paul Newton wins the war. He is the champion, Season 12, 2025. In the Northwest Racing Series trucks. We talk to them next. Back here at the Chicagoland Speedway, the season ends for Ryan Bloom, winning his second win of the season in career start number 220. It will also be, in addition to Ryan Bloom's 14th win in overall for the Northwest Series, 78th top 5 and 133rd top 10. He joins us in victory lane right now. Ryan, congratulations. I know it's not a championship aspirations, but it is a positive way to end the season. Shades of what Ryan Blaney did in the championship cup race at Phoenix yesterday also.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely take it. It's been a yeah, very eventful kind of playoffs I had. So it all kind of started before that, but yep, good to end on a good note. And looks like I missed a lot of what was going on behind me. Just happened to have the cautions fall just to the right spot, and all worked out. Just how the cautions fell, and actually helping me getting that wreck in the very first lap. Actually, probably is what got me this victory. Just having a little offset there on the fuel. So yeah, it was fun race, and congrats to Paul and on a good season and winning the championship.
This is Jeremy. I was actually kind of surprised halfway in that race. Your truck just took off, man. Where'd that speed come from? You just came out of nowhere and busted out a 5.5 second lead at one point there in the back half of that run. That was just impressive stuff.
Yeah, I really just think it was the tire offset. I think I had about 13 lap pressure tires when I pitted than some of those guys, and not getting out in clean air. Or not getting in dirty air just really super helped. I was kind of stuck in traffic there before I pitted, and I came out and didn't really have anybody out there, so I could just run my line, the laps I wanted to, and yeah, just with that tire offset worked out.
Well, Ryan, obviously, man, before we do let you go, sir, please thank your sponsors. Obviously, it's been a continuing growth for you running in the Northwest. I remember when you used to struggle in ARCA with just trying to get your footing, and now you've literally put yourself in a good placement for not only fighting racing for championships, but running for wins. And obviously, here's to what 2026 holds for you, bud. Good luck.
Well, thanks, Wesley. Yeah, I want to thank my teammates, Win Racing, Kevin and Dennis. Been a lot of fun this year. Just hanging out with those guys and building setups. It's what really kind of makes it all fun. Yeah, and to you guys, LSRTV, and just want to thank Jeff and Sean for all they do and putting on the series, and probably see me back next year.
Career win number 14 and his second win, and the way to end the season for the driver here at Chicagoland for Ryan Bloom. They're the winner here tonight. Now we're going to flip-flop things than we normally do. We're going to talk now to the man that finished in the points third and had a lot to do with the outcome of the finish of this race, and that is Tyler King, a 2022 Series champion. Tyler, at one point, I really thought that you were trying to roll the dice, gamble, come down to the pit lane. I was actually reminiscing on being in the real broadcast booth at Florence Motor Speedway in South Carolina, and you dropped onto the pit lane to make the pit stop because we felt you couldn't go the distance, or it took the momentum away that what we were talking about. But you still had a lot to say in the finish of this race, helping your teammate Paul Newton. I guess it's the friend of my friend is my enemy, as I say sometimes. But when you got teammates, I guess you try to push them and help them all the way if you can't win it. Was that the outcome of what you did tonight, Tyler?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I put in 600 and some odd laps over the past 2 weeks to make sure we had a competitive setup, and I thought we had our strategy like spot on. I thought we were going to win if it stayed green, and that yellow flag came out and kind of threw a wrench into things. We still had tire and fuel advantage, but the track position was kind of gone, so we had to fight through traffic again. Always Paul, that is. I was damaged. I got distracted looking too far up the track at Paul, and I just smacked the wall coming out of turn 4. messed my truck up, but I kind of got the sand deep damage there for a minute because I ended up passing a couple guys. But I went down pit road and had 4 minutes 40 seconds of damage. Yeah, my race was basically done. I was just watching Paul and hoping he could pull it off, and it looked like we had a really good shot to that yellow flag. But I got a lucky dog there, filled up, got a little bit of damage fixed, so I was totally off sequence from everybody, which is why I stayed out so long, just in case a random caution came out. And yeah, just happened to come out fairly close to Paul, and I was like, well, I put in so much time on that thing, I can't not push him, and yeah, we got him up there, and they're banging doors off turn 4, coming to the white flag, and yeah, he pulled it off. So very proud of him. Come a long way on the road course, or I'm sorry, not the road courses, the ovals. Yeah, just a great last 2 weeks for us. Working on our setups, building our trucks, and performing on the racetrack.
Yeah, great stuff out there, Tyler, for sure. Being part of the championship 4 here at Chicagoland, you put all that time in there. Early on, I was like, he's just a couple seconds off here and there. Is there anything in truck that you could have done before you hit the wall to maybe pick up that speed to give yourself a little more of a competitive edge?
I don't think so. Not so much in the race. I feel like the strategy that we had, we had a lap or 2, maybe 3 laps, fresher tires and everybody, so I was kind of expecting to get by the guys that were between Paul and myself. I probably have been conceded to third behind he and Devin. I don't know if I would have caught up to them. They're a couple of seconds ahead of me. But it's like, it's not all about me. I'm a team guy. Beaver State Race, that's my thing, between me and Stefan, and brought in my old buddy pal Paul on board with us, and I'm just as happy if he wins as if I win.
Well, I'll tell you what, we appreciate your time chatting with us, Tyler. I know you know what it's like to be a champion. You've done it yourself before. Before we do let you go, sir, please thank your sponsors, and we'll see you next year.
Yeah, definitely want to thank, Paul, Beaver State Race, and Stefan, Nicole Brand Photography. Stefan's actually got his new airline. I got my son in the background, sorry. But Stefan is starting a new business, Aero Hair. So I think he's going to be starting flying people around, so I want to give him a shout out. Thanks to everybody that puts on the show, LSRTV, Jeff, Sean, and everybody that shows up every week.
2022 truck champion Tyler King pushing another teammate to the championship. We'll be talking with him in just a few moments, but now let's go to the man that finished obviously third in the race, second in the points when this race ended, by the way. Let's grab now the driver that is Devin West. He was also the Season 1 ARCA Northwest champion earlier a month ago, and Devin, so close. This race filled with emotion, the highs, the lows, the roller coaster ride, just coming up one spot shy at the end. What's your take of what happened there, the final closing circuits of the race, and what's the emotion like now, knowing you're second to the championship on the racetrack?
I don't mind. I think it was a pretty dang cool race. Pretty cool coming on the last lap. And I definitely want to just say congrats to Paul. He deserved it. I mean, they were super fast tonight, and he was really, like Ty said, came a long ways on the ovals this year and was just fast everywhere we went. So just congrats to them. I feel like we had a pretty good set. Obviously was about a lap not good enough. I will say just to kind of make sure that everybody knows where I'm at. I don't mind the pushing. I would have expected when my teammates did the same exact thing. That was all fair game, and I think that is totally fine. I just didn't love the way I got past, especially when I felt like I was kind of dead in the waters. I think they had me covered. I just wish I could have maybe had a chance to not get ran into on the front stretch. With that said, Paul and Tyler are always super clean, and I really respect the heck out of those guys. So I don't want them to think that I am upset too much. I just wish that it could have been a little bit more clean. With that said, like I said, they just were better than I was tonight, and that was pretty obvious to see. So Then they had me covered, and they definitely earned it. So congrats to them.
Yeah, fantastic stuff on track, man. One of the fastest trucks all night long. And when I saw that gap 7 seconds on that final pit stop, I was like, this thing is going to be coming down to the final 5 laps. And it was less than that. It was like the last 2 or 3. When there were about 20-ish laps to go and you saw the time getting closer and closer, what were you doing behind the wheel to try to conserve the tires enough to battle the 27 at the very end?
There wasn't a ton I could do to save tire. I knew that I had to just run the bottom as I could because that was kind of the best I could do for the tires. I made an adjustment to loosen the truck up on that last stop just because I knew I couldn't run the top quite as well as I needed to compared to those guys on the bottom. That definitely helped. And I thought for a second it was going to be good enough. This guy could just run the bottom the whole run. And I had about lap 20, I had to move up. And that definitely just was not working for me, obviously. So, I thought 7 seconds. Usually it was like 4.5 when we came out from pit stops. And so when I saw 7, I thought I should feel pretty good. I thought I had a decent chance. I had good pit stops all night. I don't know. I don't think I did everything I could. I don't know what I could have done differently.
So, in closing, Devin, please thank your sponsors, your thoughts of the season. And listen, you are champion of the Northwest. You won the ARCA title, runner-up the truck championship. So to add more to the end of the race, when you and Tyler King got together, was that just a frustration on your part, or did your truck like really tighten up and you got sideways and you crashed coming across the line? Where did that stem from, obviously, whenever the race ended there?
No, I definitely drove in a little too deep and then just trying to stay on him, obviously, and definitely was not going to get through the corner very well.
Right.
And it was frustration, to be honest with you. I didn't need to wreck him. I wasn't necessarily trying to take him out. I was trying to just get into his door, just kind of express my frustration for the previous lap. And that's not a good look. I definitely should not have done that. Definitely heated the moment, obviously. Like I said, I respect those guys, and I don't want them to think that I'm not happy I lost. I'm not happy they won. Sorry. They earned it 100%. Right? They beat me, and they won plenty of races this season, and they contribute a ton to this series. And I know that I and Jeff and the rest of the team are immensely grateful for what they do. Tyler painted most of the trucks in the series, including mine. They all look great. So, yeah, I want them to know that I'm definitely happy they won, and that my frustration for that lap is not an overall frustration for losing and them beating me. I just wish it was a little cleaner, but that's in the past, and they beat me fair and square regardless, so I don't want that to take it away from it.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's the thoughts of Devin West, the man out of Shelton, Washington, ARCA champion. He'll end the year second of the point standings out of 23 races, 7 wins, 2 poles, 18 top 5s, 19 top 10s, and obviously the overall was career start 220 tonight. He has 44 career wins, 134 top 5s, and 163 top 10s for season 12 to end for Devin West. And now the champion is among us, ladies and gentlemen. The thoughts of a guy that we used to say could only win on the road courses. Well, a changing of the guard happened the last couple of years, and he really broke through when he won at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway last week. He won Daytona, or a couple of weeks ago. He won Daytona to start the season, and then there was a trend. Do we really can't call him the road course king anymore? And now we call him a champion. Ladies and gentlemen, when it's all said and done at the end of 250 miles and the end of season 12 for the Northwest Racing Series trucks, your season 12 champion is the Paul Newton Designs number 27 Ford of Paul Newton. Paul, congratulations, champion. What's going through your mind right now? And man, this has been a long time coming, hasn't it, sir?
I never would have expected to be in this position. I thank you so much for all the nice things you've said about me. What's going through my mind right now? Everything and nothing at the same time. I mean, I can't even think. I just never, ever, ever expected it to end like this. I don't know what to say.
You got plenty of time to think about it, man. It was an impressive run. The speed that you carried on the middle to late run of the stints was phenomenal. It looked like if you had a late caution, maybe you would have been a little bit more of trouble on the short run side of things, and you continue just to impress and impress more and more. So whenever the first sequence of green flag pit stops happened and Devin pitted a little bit shorter than you, is that what you kind of like, okay, I'm faster at this point, so I'm gonna continue that trend? Because I think it was 3 times where you pitted later than the 5.
Yeah, that was kind of my strategy. Once things kind of shook out, I knew that it was going to be very, very difficult to get around him and stay around him if I was on equal tires. I knew that he could probably just eat me up if I tried to short pit it there a little bit to try the undercut. So only other option left was the overcut. I heard these guys all weekend at Phoenix talking about how they didn't want to be on defense at the end. They wanted to be on offense, and I want to be on offense. I knew I saved a little more gas. I knew I could go a little bit deeper in the run. So once the strategy started shaking out like that, that was the strategy to the end. That was the first time I saw a path to get up to the front, and that's the way we did it.
Paul Newton, Tyler King helping you there. At one time, it looked like he might have been the guy that was going to hoist the championship, a 2-time champion. And then that all changed when he came down to the pit lane when we realized he couldn't go the distance. He fell a lap down, but he hooked up in your crosshairs, and he helped you run down a big deficit on Devin West to get around him. Take us through the mindset, the moments of that happening, and what it meant to have your teammate there with Beaver State, Tyler King, pushing you to a championship, sir.
That was just, I want to cry. Tyler helps me so much. That moment didn't just happen in the last 10 laps. That moment didn't just happen at the start of our practice. All the last 2 weeks practicing almost nonstop. That's been like 5 years in the making. Like ever since I joined the Northwest Series, Tyler's been there helping me the entire way. And I just, for it to end like that, it's just unbelievable. I mean, the last 2 weeks when we practiced so much, I probably ran about 400 laps of practice in preparation for this, and I bet Tyler ran twice that. He was just relentless to want to get us both up at the front. It wasn't about him. It was about the total Beaver State Racing team, and it just would not have happened without him, and I wouldn't be here without him. So Tyler's the nicest man in sim racing, and I am so glad to be in his good graces, and so glad that we could put things together tonight.
Jeremy, got another question for the champion before we turn it over to the people of the board for Mr. Paul.
No, this man is out of words. This man is wanting to celebrate with his team. I think you said it all, man. Just congratulations. Job well done. Series champion.
Well, before we obviously sign off for not only the race, but the season as well until next year in season 13, I bring now the people of the board that are a part of the Northwest Racing Series program. Mr. Sean Brightsman, Jeff Stabnow, your words both for your champion, Paul Newton, and obviously, guys, I know you can say the same thing, not only racing with him for a number of years, starting from the road courses, now coming to be a champion here at the end of the season. Sean, Jeff, whoever wants to go first.
I'll just say congratulations, Paul, on your 2025 truck championship. It's been a heck of a season for you, man. And congratulations to Tyler, too. I mean, everything you guys have done, two-man shop pretty much all year. And, just going out there and performing week after week, you guys have had just tremendous long run all season. And, it culminated with a championship. So congratulations. You guys you worked hard and you earned it. So, enjoy it.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for all you and Sean do to put on this awesome league. This is best racing I've ever had online, and I've been doing this for 20 years. So, more than 20 years. So thanks so much.
I'll echo Jeff's statement. First off, Paul, congratulations on an amazing season, topping it off with the win at Indy to get yourself locked into the championship 4, topping it off with a nice second place finish and a heck of a long run for for both Beaver State trucks. Just a big shout out to your team and everything you guys accomplished this year. Look forward to battling you guys next season and hopefully taking that crown away from you. But enjoy it. You guys both deserve it.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks so much.
Well, Paul, before I let you go, sir, your final closing thoughts, my friend, and please mention your sponsors. Job well done, buddy.
All right, thank you. I want to make sure I congratulate everybody in the league this year, especially those guys that made the Final Four. I mean, I already talked up and down about Tyler. You can't say enough about Tyler. He's the best. Chris ran so good all season and then just went red hot in the playoffs, and he deserved better today. I know he got into trouble early. It would have been great to have all four of us racing there at the end. Devin, I mean, what can I say about Devin? He dominated this season. He deserved this more than me, for sure. We see it all the time, though, in these winner-take-all races, that it comes down to one race, and it can go right and it can go wrong. And I mean, me and him raced really great all night, and just, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I want to thank Beaver State Racing again, Paul Newton Design, Trading Paints, Team Skittles, everybody in the SCCA, everybody watching at home. I want to thank LSRTV. You guys put on great broadcasts, and Northwest Racing Series. Just best league I've ever been a part of. Thanks, everybody.
For the driver that is known as the Road Course King, now he can add to the title champion. Paul Newton will end the 2025-12 season with the Northwest Racing Series with career start 145 here tonight at Chicagoland. He will also end the season with 10 career wins, 56 top fives, 105 career top tens, but on the year, out of 25 starts, 22 races counted, 3 wins, 12 top fives, 19 top tens. Enough with a push from a teammate for Beaver State Racing, Tyler King. Paul Newton is your 2025 Season 12 Northwest Racing Series truck champion. And with that, we end the final chapter of the season. We get ready for a much-needed break. The holidays are approaching: Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and then, of course, we'll reset the calendar, prepare for 2026, and God willing, another year of iRacing on LSRTV and CRN for the Northwest Racing Series to come. A lot of great storylines approaching, like Mr. Jeff Stabnow and Mr. 500. And, of course, Daytona will be here long before we know it. Jeremy Stanley, you have been my the man beside me for, of course, a whole season this year. Started in the playoffs last year. We threw ARCA in the mix. Congrats to Devin West on the champion for ARCA. Paul Newton, the champion of the trucks. Your final send-off of the year, man, and obviously we'll reset and prepare for March of next year.
Yeah, looking for March of next year for sure. It's been a great full season with you in the booth, and Charles. It's been a lot of fun. Appreciate you guys for having me, and continuing to look forward to these broadcasts, man. It's a late one for us on the East Coast, but it's still a lot of fun.
Wouldn't have it any other way. Ladies and gentlemen, I will wrap up what has been since May of 2020, back during COVID, and it is now November 2025, and I'm still proudly through the good times and sometimes the bad, more good than bad. I've enjoyed being a part of what is the Northwest Racing Series family, and as Jeremy said, sometimes it's late night, sometimes it's getting out of bed, and or going to bed and having to get out of the bed again a lot earlier to start your day or whatnot. But when it's said and done, I enjoy working with all of these amazing people. Charles Wooten, a great producer. Even when we had technical issues, even today, we pulled the trigger. He found a way to fix it, and we got on the air with no problem. Mr. Jeff Stabnow, Sean Brightsman, John Odenbacher, all of the people that are a part of the program that is the Northwest Racing Series. I want to say thank y'all for your continued instilling of believing in me to be the anchor of this, having Jeremy alongside, and I just say a big thank you to all of the drivers, whether you're at the bottom of the scoring or you're at the top as a champion. I have the utmost respect for all of y'all in the iRacing world, and in my opinion, it is the premier best league on the West Coast U.S. We'll come back again, and we will do it in March of 2026, getting ready for Speed Week down in Daytona. Again, for the final time, for everybody here at the Northwest Racing Series, LSRTV, your home for sim racing, the Community Radio Network. For Charles Wooten, Jeff Stabnow, everybody at the Northwest. For Jeremy Stanley, we congratulate again Devin West, champion of Northwest ARCA, and Ryan Bloom winning the finale here at Chicagoland. But the most important man of the hour, the road course king, now a champion. It is Paul Newton, champion at Chicagoland. I'm Wesley Outland. Have a great holiday season. We'll see you again, God willing, in 2026.